Roll it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Marita Hill will be presenting a discussion on what is home health. Hi, my name is Marita Hill, and I work for a company called AMed Home Health. And I'm here today to talk to you about what is home health. Home health is one of the fastest growing expenses in the Medicare program because of the aging population. Home health is also a formal, regulated program that is delivered to the patient in the home, and it was formed by Medicare. And the reason why is because if somebody is in the hospital, they get 20 days in the hospital. If they need to go on to a facility from there, they go to a skilled nursing facility, and they only have 20 days there. And hopefully by that time, they're ready to go home and get skilled needs that are met in the home. There are requirements to needing home health. The patient must be homebound or have a taxing effort. In other words, the patient doesn't mean the patient has to stay at home, although there are some patients like that. But the patient can go to doctor's appointments or to religious activities. Or they have to have a taxing effort, which means they have to have some kind of device like a cane or wheelchair or a walker to get out of the home. Also, they must have a reasonable and necessary need for skilled care. Skilled care is either IV solutions or wound care, or they have to need physical therapy or occupational therapy. I just want to let you know that physical therapy is anything from the waist up. Occupational therapy is anything from the waist down to help you with that. They also provide a social worker if somebody needs things set up like Meals on Wheels, getting rides to the doctor, and a lot of times another reason home health is a great thing is because they're not able to get out and go to their doctor. So once we get the home health set up, then the nurse actually gets to spend more time with the patient. That's also another big asset. So whereas a doctor spends 7 to 11 minutes with their patient, a skilled nurse spends up to 30 minutes with the patient and can see if there's more problems and talk to them a little bit longer about things like that. I would like to talk to you about two items that are things that we use in the home. One is a home monitoring system, and I'm going to give you a little brochure here that you can take home with you that talks about, oh, I'm sorry, it's about these guys. Can y'all share one? I'm sorry. A home monitoring system is a monitor that we put into the home that monitors your blood pressure, your heart rate, your oxygen level in your blood, and it also has a weight scale. We use this for diabetic patients, which of course affects their heart and every other organ in their body, and also mostly for congestive heart failure patients. When it comes to diabetes, people may have neuropathy or they have a wound that doesn't heal because what happens is the blood thickens up, and so blood is not able to get to the site to cause healing. We have something called anodyne therapy, and let me give you a brochure on that. Anodyne therapy is an infrared light. Again, if you don't mind sharing. It's an infrared light. They're pads. They have about 50 infrared lights on each pad that we place onto the wound, which stimulates blood. I just want to tell you a little story about a lady that I knew. She had neuropathy. She couldn't walk because she couldn't feel her feet. And they began to use the anodyne therapy on her. It does take a little longer with anodyne therapy, but they don't really have any other things that really help with neuropathy anymore. And she's actually able to walk now. I would like to tell you a little joke. Doctors can be very frustrating. You wait a month and a half to make an appointment, and then he says to you, well, I wish you could have got to me sooner. Right. That's another good reason for home health, because once we get that set up, then we can catch those things quicker. I also would like to talk to you just a little bit. There's a rule called the 40-70 rule. Lots of times children in the family don't know when to talk to their parents about their needs medically. But if you're 40 right now and you have parents that are 70, this is the time to begin to talk to your parents about what their needs are, if they're able to get around, if they're missing doctor's appointments and things like this. It's a good time to start talking about those kinds of things. Last but not least, I'm sure you're thinking, what is better, having home health than being in a hospital? And as you all know, that nowadays there's things called MSRA, staph infections, and things like this to just go around in the hospital. So that's another reason a huge reason for home health, is to keep the patient out of the hospital as much as possible, which of course is what this home monitoring system does, because we catch it early. So what the nurse spending more time does, catch it early. Also the patient gets better care because the nurse is able to spend more time in the home. We get back to the doctor. If there's any new things that come up, the doctor gives us an order, and then we go back in the home and perform. If we have a wound that pops up or if their fever goes up, and they can actually prescribe antibiotics or things like that. Does anybody have any questions at this point? No.
I have a question. Does this
Anodyne therapy?
Is it just to help for the circulation? I mean, the little lights. You said it was lights,
Infrared
right?
lights,
Is it just for the circulation, just for the lower part of the body, or for all of it?
No, you can use it any place on the body. You just cannot use it on directly on cancer sites or directly on the head. Other than that, you can use it anywhere.
I have a question.
Okay.
Does the person have to be bedbound to get the home health care?
No, they just have to be homebound. It doesn't mean that they can't leave for medical or religious activities. So they don't have to be completely bedbound. In fact, they don't have to be, in a way that I would say, completely homebound. They just have to have a taxing effort or have to use a device like a cane or something to get out of the home. Do y'all have any? Okay. Do you have any questions? Okay. Thank you very much.
Well, that's good.